Hello again, everybody. Welcome to OCVarsity.com. We are in the football finals in the CIF Southern section. We have 4 games involving Orange County teams. Dan, Albano, and myself, we're going to take a look at the games. Let's start with the East Valley Championship game. Dan, that's over at St. Margaret's on Saturday. And so that should be a pretty interesting game. St. Margaret's undefeated, 41 victories in a row, looking for a county record number 42 in this game against 29 Palms. 29 Palms has a very good running back named Montreal Harris, who's getting recruited, right?
Yes, he is. Getting some looks from Fresno State and some other Division I programs. He's a excellent basketball player, too. Very athletic kid. He's about 6'2", 200 pounds. Not a blazer, but he's a tough kid. Very elusive, very athletic, gets balls in the air, and just moves on down the field when he gets the ball. He's going to be a handful for St. Margaret's, but of course we're talking about a St. Margaret's team, Steve, that defeated Maranatha 63-0 in the semifinals. I think the Tartans are going to win this. I think they're going to win this, and they're going to get that bid to the small school state championships. I think the big question for me is this game going to be competitive? And I think 29 Palms, the school that once brought us Conrad Dober, the infamous NFL player, was out of 29 Palms back in the day. I think they're going to make it a closer game. I don't think it's going to be 63-0.
Right.
But they played a tough schedule, probably tougher than St. Margaret's. So I think it's going to be a pretty competitive game.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that as far as St. Margaret's. Going over to the Southern Division, we have Laguna Hills playing Mayfair. That game's at Cerritos College on Friday, and that looks like a very interesting game for me personally because I picked Mayfair from the beginning to play in the championship game against Laguna Hills and beat them. Mayfair's got a lot of team quickness. I saw them play Los Al back in September. I was pretty impressed. I kept that in the back of my mind how good they were. But Laguna Hills, I mean, they've got everything going for them. They're undefeated, 12-0. Got that whole team of destiny thing going. One thing I really like about Laguna Hills when I saw them play against Irvine was they have that whole team family, that camaraderie thing that really good teams have. They have a very good quarterback, Robert Rev Schneider, very good defensive player too. Good players all across the board, but I'm still staying with my Mayfair pick.
All right, and I give you credit for that, sticking with your with your pick. I'm going to stick with my pick, which is Laguna Hills, and I think they have the 3 facets of the game. I think are going to be very important because I think this Mayfair team is going to be very difficult for Laguna Hills. But I think they have enough athletes on offense. They rotate some people at the running back position. They're disciplined and united enough on defense, and I think their special teams, maybe with their kicker Hogan, could be a factor. I think in a pretty close game, and maybe even I think it's in that it could be a little bit low scoring and maybe in that 17 to 20 point in that kind of range for for each team getting around that point. But I like Laguna Hills to
and Laguna Hills has proven they can blow teams out and win the close ones. They win the first round.
This would be a grinding out. I think they might play some of that suburban black and blue.
They can do
league kind of ball.
They can do it. Going on to the next game, the Southwest Division game. This is Tustin against La Habra at Angel Stadium on Saturday at 2 p.m. County team versus county team. Very good athletes all over the field. Tustin's got Anthony Wilkerson, fantastic running back. A really good tight end, defensive end I like a lot, Chris Robinson. And then, of course, La Habra, a list of stars. You can start with Ronnie Hillman. You can go with Josh Casada, the great running back, and they're both, he's a very good two-way player as well. A quarterback I think is kind of underrated, Randall Nygren, Papard on the defensive side of things too. Really good team. I think La Habra has been the class of this division all year long, but Tustin comes in with a ton of momentum, but I'm still sticking with La Habra because I just think overall that's the best team.
Right. And I'm actually going to change my pick.
You're tempted. You went with it.
I'm going with Tustin to win this game.
Good.
I saw La Habra last week, and that was a great game in the semifinals against Trabuco Hills. But it did stir up some doubts for me about their defense. And I think the way DeCilio ran the ball for Trabuco Hills presented a very balanced attack, very difficult to defend. But I like the way how physical he was, how the Trabuco Hills offensive line fared, and the way they racked up 450 yards offense basically. So I think Tustin is going to be more physical. They got those 2 big tight ends blocking on their double wing, and I think they're going to rack up the yards. And I think this is going to be an extremely high-scoring game because I think it's going to be both teams in the 30s. Just a thrilling game, and I think Myron Miller and company are going to get that title.
Okay, that sounds interesting. And then we go on to the Pac-5 championship game, also at Angel Stadium on Saturday. That's a 7:30 game. Tesoro, undefeated, 13-0, going against Long Beach Poly, #1 team in the state, also 13-0. I picked Poly to win the thing from the very beginning, but having seen Tesoro 3 weeks in a row against Los Al, winning that emotional game, then winning the big gut check game against Mater Dei, and then blowing away Orange Lutheran like unbelievably, I'm on the Tesoro bandwagon, buddy. I like that team. They're going to win it.
Yeah, and I think the #1 reason Tesoro is going to win is going to be their offensive line. You know, by far they are the signature unit in Orange County this year has been that offensive line, anchored by Josh Cabral, the right tackle, and company. I mean, I think that's going to be the offensive line and the versatility that they have in offense and the myriad of things that they can do. And then that defense is going to be certainly tested by Long Beach Poly. Long Beach Poly is going to show up, and they have a lot of experience in the big games. But that defense with aggressiveness, they're going to make enough plays. And if Tesoro gets a lead in this game, then watch out, because they're going to really put the pressure on a run-oriented team. And I think if Tesoro gets a big lead, gets any kind of lead, it could be a tough night for
They can
Poly.
lock it up maybe. Well, we'll find out. That we have some very interesting football coming up this week with the CIF Championship football games. You can find all the information possible about all these games here at OCVarsity.com, where we've got you covered.